Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Football Stooges. This is our weekly YouTube podcast where we break down football as it happened the week prior, get you ready for the week forward in the stupidest way that you can imagine.
And just like the Ty Simpson pick, boys is fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think I'll agree on that one with you for a little bit. But yeah, we're breaking down a couple things. UFL Week 5 is in the book. We'll talk about that. Week 6 is upcoming, and then we'll also talk about the NFL Draft. So, as always, I'm your host, Lob City, and here for 99.9% of all episodes, it's Maston.
I don't have a sound
Here
effect.
for 99.98% of all episodes, Maston is not here today. Shocker.
I know.
But guess who is here today?
Shocker!
He has
I'm
risen.
here. I have arisen. I've arrived.
He's back.
I'm back. I'm back from the dead. Sorry, I was on a little
draft a
hiatus,
fucking defensive player shit.
We got her.
Yeah,
good.
Ben
We got her
Johnson
good?
not drafting defensive players is a little concerning to me. But
Wait, what?
First
What'd you
round
say?
pick was a defensive player.
The first round pick was a dud. Yeah.
after that, no.
We'll be fine.
Get a safety out of Oregon, and then it's just fucking NFL draft by teams. Let's go here to Chicago.
I mean, who do we
Safety,
pick up
center,
for
tight
agency?
end, wide receiver, cornerback, linebacker, DT. The last 3 rounds were
Took
defensive
two
players.
centers. What the fuck?
Center, tight end,
Well,
wide
some-
receiver, corner,
some-
linebacker, defensive tackle.
Sometimes it's just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, next up, also, me and him had a lot of fun during that first round of the NFL draft, just not watching jack or shit against Gorlami.
Fuck you.
Oh, well, it's not a bad thing. We're not stressed out in the first round about trying to get a guy. We're just like, shit. I got Dexter Lawrence. You got Micah Parsons. I think we're both fine with that.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm more sad that the Badgers didn't have a single person get drafted.
Well, when your team's ass, no one really wants to take a part in the shit sandwich. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Did you fire Fickle yet?
You have not. Last, but certainly not
I was
least.
saying, can we?
Oh, can we? Last, but certainly not least, now a hater of hot tubs and paparazzi. It's Kato.
I think I like the fact I had a tooth ripped out of my jaw this week more than I did the fact we didn't address defensive end day one in the draft.
Also, did you see the clips of your
I
the
don't
draft
want to discuss
image?
that right now.
the draft image of the guy, the tackle you took out of Utah, and he was just hitting some like goofy odd dance on his like draft image.
I mean, people have done like even weirder stuff to celebrate being drafted, man. And let
True.
the guy have his fun. He's
True. You know who is
Let him
not
get
going to
out.
have fun? Number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza.
oh my god, what?
Oh, no.
No fucking way. Oh my god, Matt.
Marcus Russell.
Jesus.
Jim Plunkett.
Plunkett.
What a name. Yeah, Fernando Mendoza is going to the Raiders. I guess with that, honestly, let's do the draft. Let's do the crossover grid, then let's do kid if needs. Let's shake it up a little bit. Today.
I mean, it could be worse. He could have been taken by the Browns, which are quite arguably an even
Or the
worse
Jets.
QB graveyard.
Or
yeah.
the
Jets,
Jets.
So we'll talk about the first round in detail, and then I think we'll go team to team after that and talk about other players. We're pretty in depth at the Football Stooges. We're not Mel Kiper level of draft. I'm sorry. 7th round pick out of like Nowheresville State. I have
Why
no
was
idea
Shedeur
who
Sanders
you are.
taken first overall again?
Yeah. So Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana at quarterback. This was just the correct pick. I feel like best quarterback available in the draft. Great pick there. Next up, Texas Tech edge David Bailey for the Jets. Kind of felt like best available rather than something that their team needs. But if we're being quite honest, what don't the Jets need?
Well, the
Yeah, they need
defensive D-line or linebacker pick was definitely something needed to make here because like on top of having no interceptions last year. They were like ranking last in sacks. Bailey was like leading the Red Raiders in sacks last year, so they're hoping that translates, I guess, to help get those up. Now, this one, though, is the big what the fuck one. Like, because Cardinals, you have no O-line. You already have A.J. Terrell and James Conner in the building. Why the fuck are you taking Jeremiah Love here? No hate to Love. He's the first running back off the board for a reason, but the Cardinals did not need him here.
Maybe it's the, again, best
They have
available kind of thing.
Algier signed in free agency and Connor back for one more year. Yeah, it's like they have three
Yeah,
running
that's
backs.
something that-
All three of them are proven. At
something
least
that-
two of them are proven. Now they got Love, so it's like
Something that U-Tree mentioned, and they're probably just like still stuck on the whole Amari Democado fuck up from last season that they're just frozen on. You're like,
the Titans then took wide receiver Carnell Tate. It's a little rough for them. Like they need so much, and wide receiver is one of them. And it's the classic Penny Sewell or Jamar Chase question: do you protect the quarterback or do you give him a guy that's always open? You know, I think
really
both options
hate
in
it.
this situation are a good way to go.
I mean, yeah, it's not a bad pick.
yeah, I mean, they had a few guys step up last year, like Kamir Dike and Alagai Manor, but I mean, those guys are like wide receiver 2 at best. As Tate could probably slot in as a WR1 pretty easy in this offense.
I mean, who else is the wide receiver 1 for the Titans right now?
Definitely not Van Jefferson.
Yeah, so I feel like with his talent that he has, if he can translate that well from OSU there, great pick. One of his teammates, the number 1 ranked overall pick by ESPN, Arvell Reese, going to the Giants. First linebacker taken in the draft. That's going to be solid for them. They need some defensive help, and this guy like blew away at the combine, was just insanely talented, did an
And his
amazing
pro
job at
comp
Ohio
is his
State.
new teammate, Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, though, is a little bit more of a traditional linebacker, won't always be an edge rusher, so we'll see how that goes. Then our first trade in the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs traded up from Cleveland in order to get this pick here. They went and got cornerback, one of the best regarded cornerbacks in the draft, Mansour Delane. Probably a really good pick for them, honestly. I mean, they still have a very complete team, and they didn't
Who
lose
did
too much in the
trade for
offseason.
that?
Cleveland.
Well, they just traded up from Cleveland, and the reason why is like as a pro comp, Trent McDuffie. They need his replacement.
So it's just picks for picks, essentially.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
Pretty much.
Cleveland did also get Kansas City traded up and then also gave Cleveland like a later pick in the later round, maybe like a 5th or 7th.
Yeah, if it's like moving up like a couple slots in the first round, they'll like throw in like they'd take a 4th with that too, if that sweets the deal or something.
Yep.
Like that.
Another great performer in the combine, Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State. A lot of Ohio State players getting drafted. Went 7th there overall to the Commanders. They definitely need him because they need a replacement for the aging Bobby Wagner, who's still good, but at the same time, the wheels are going to fall off the bus sometime. Like the miles are adding up.
Yep.
Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, talented wide receiver at 6'2", 203. Really performed very well for Ohio State. If he's able to stay healthy, I think he could be a great
Arizona
option
State.
for Shuck.
Arizona State, not Ohio.
Sorry, that's there's so many OSU players going on.
Yeah,
the
they've been
board.
needing to address the wide receiver thing recently because like their 2 best receivers are Chris Olave, who hasn't had a healthy season ever, and Rashid Shaheed, who is now a Seahawk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns were traded down to 9th, and they selected tackle Spencer Fano, the first offensive tackle selected. He is going to the Cleveland Browns. This guy's a behemoth, 6'5", 313, or 311, excuse me.
Ooh, big boy.
Big boy. Very talented,
Huge
talented offensive tackle for the Utah Utes. Performed very well for them. Like this pick for them,
Yeah, and-
as a lot of their talented
And O-line is a
offensive linemen.
big need for the Browns too, because like basically all of their starting 5 from last year is free agents or has already left.
Right after that, the New York Giants, which was going to be the Bengals pick, but was traded for Dexter Lawrence. Francis Muigoa, I believe.
Maui
Sorry,
Goa, I believe.
Maui
is how it's
Goa.
pronounced.
Another big fella, this one out of Miami, a tremendous player for Miami, really was pivotal in stopping this Ohio State defense in their path to ending up 2nd in the college football playoff. Very, very talented
Arguably-
offensive lineman, very quick too for
Arguably
his
should have
size.
been the first one off the board too, and for some Giants fans think oh, we should have taken Caleb Downs here, but we can get him with our next. But we can probably trade down and get him, right? It's not like the Cowboys are going to take him.
And the Cowboys traded Miami in order to go get Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs fell this far. I'm surprised he did. He's a phenomenal defensive back, and I think this guy is going to really improve whatever team he's on. I'm sad that he's on the Cowboys, though. The fact, though, that everyone was talking about, there's no way the Bengals are going to get Caleb Downs, and he fell to the pick that we had. Not saying that I would trade Dexter Lawrence for Caleb Downs, but at the same time, when I said I want the Bengals to get Caleb Downs, and Caleb said, Lob, you're delusional. No, I'm not. Every time the player I've wanted to get in the draft, it was available at the Bengals pick. I guess Bowers wasn't. Bowers wasn't, but it was close. Mayer was available, and Downs was going to be available. But I cannot complain with the Bengals offseason. This is the best.
You definitely did prove me wrong that he did fall.
This is the best Bengals offseason in history, though. So, but great pick by the Cowboys. Amazing pick by the Cowboys.
Yeah, they've been needing a new actually elite safety since they haven't had one since they rented Malik Hooker for a year.
Caden Proctor out of Alabama, another offensive tackle off the board. 6'6", 352 pounds. Just solid offensive lineman. I believe was this the offensive lineman? I believe this was the offensive lineman that was catching passes. He was catching some passes and screens for Alabama.
Yeah,
because he's such a behemoth. So Miami has a history of big guys catching some passes and doing some things with them. So shout out there to Caden Proctor there. This pick was a trade
now the
from Atlanta.
Weren't the only one. Cardinals were the only ones that had a what the fuck pick.
Ty Simpson. This caused a couple different things. First of all, Ty Simpson going in the first round was something people were going to think was going to happen with a team that wasn't going to get Mendoza, that needed a quarterback like New York, maybe even the Cardinals. Instead, he goes all the way down to Super Bowl contending team, the Rams. He gets picked. People are shocked about it. Some people are saying they're taking the Packers approach, wanting to get a guy that they're going to prepare for the future and not just start him day one, throw him into the fire. Try to get him, learning from a veteran like Matthew Stafford, which I get. At the same time, though, after this was done, there were press conferences with Sean McVay in them, and he seemed very perturbed, very angry, very passive-aggressive about this pick, refused to comment on it, which makes me think that he didn't want Ty Simpson around. Now it's the going joke right now.
No, he definitely
Ty
didn't.
Simpson, or that Sean McVay hates Ty Simpson.
Well, it's because McVay is such good friends with Stafford, who A, had an MVP season last year, and B, is coming back. So yeah, it's very much an Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation here, where Matthew, we still don't know Matthew Stafford's feeling on the pick. Apparently the Rams told them that they were going to be picking Simpson. We already can tell how McVay feels about it because, like you said, he's just sitting there seething, trying, he's got so much to say, but because of the position he's in, he can't.
I don't understand the pick. Yeah, it just. I guess they're just trying to they're trying to make sure they have a future, but you have many years in the future to pick a quarterback.
Well,
yeah, Stafford's got at least
Stafford's
2 years left.
Yeah, I don't know how much. I would say Stafford. If Stafford retired this year, I would not be surprised. Generally,
one, maybe 2 years left, but. Even so, this feels like a massive reach. Any mock draft I did, Simpson either fell out of the first round or was a late round pick. So,
it's an honest possibility.
Traded up for this?
They traded up, yeah.
They traded with Atlanta,
or this was the pick that they got from Atlanta in another trade.
They got from Atlanta in a trade, yeah. I think it will be funny though. I believe this is correct. I think if Matthew Stafford retires before him, Aaron Rodgers will have completely encapsulated Matthew Stafford's career.
Yeah.
Because I believe Aaron Rodgers was in the league before Stafford was. And both are going to be Hall of Famers. So, next up,
Ola Ioane.
Words.
Holy moly, yeah. Offensive guard out of Penn State. This is definitely to address some of the issues with Linderbaum leaving. Try to shore up that offensive line that's going to have some issues. Again, me and Gorlami will both say even Mamba, who's I guess sometimes an Illinois or Purdue fan, you can't go wrong with drafting a Big Ten lineman.
Hell no.
You really can't.
They're big. They're big for a reason.
A lot of people are surprised he fell this far. Ruben Bain Jr. out of Miami, edge rusher,
second best edge rusher in the draft, and he's not taken until 15.
263, and he's going to the Buccaneers, staying in Florida. He was
a team that needs him after
awesome
Levante David retired too.
Honestly,
he was
awesome for him.
Yeah, he was very what's the word? Solemn and stern when he got drafted. Very excited that he would get drafted, but very, very ready to get to business. And people are taking that as a stone cold killer, black noir kind of vibe.
Stone cold, what?
So fell to 15 there, going to the Buccaneers. Then tight end out of Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq, 6'3",
funny thing actually happened. A funny thing happened when they took this pick because tight end wasn't a major need for it because the Knicks like blew a lead and lost their I think game 3 this pick, and then immediately after the Kenyon Sadiq pick was announced, and
not a bad player. Same time, also like the Mets lost the game.
It's New York.
On top of that,
it's not a bad player, but like Jets, I don't really think a tight end was the major need you had going into the first round here.
Blake Miller then went to the Lions. Big fella, offensive tackle out of Clemson. Solid pick. I think they also need to shore up their offensive line. They were trying to add some pieces late in the season. I believe was it Taylor Decker was trying to come back.
Taylor Decker left in free agency. Graham Glasgow retired.
Yeah.
So they got some holes they got to address. The thing is that he's a left tackle, so I think that means Penei Sewell switching to right.
Yeah, I mean, Penei Sewell probably could, or they're going to switch him and have him learn since he's younger, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I feel like you need the left side to be a little more sure than the right as far as things go. I mean, you need both to be good, but at the same time, the left, it's a blind side for most quarterbacks. So I don't think Goff's not a southpaw. Yeah. So then Caleb Banks out of Florida, defensive tackle, solid pick for the Vikings there. I did think they were going to go safety, but I guess they didn't think that who they had was going to be there because they're trying to get the Harrison Smith replacement. But solid pick for them there. Monroe Fleming, offensive tackle out of Georgia. Another offensive tackle going. A big draft for offensive tackles. This guy is a behemoth at 6'7", 315 pounds. He is I think going to be one of the better tackles in this draft. I loved watching him play when I was turning on SEC football every now and then. So I think he is a solid pick. I think he'll do great for the Panthers. Then trade for the Eagles, got them into the 20th pick, and they took Mekhi Lemon, a slot 5'11", 192-pound receiver that was the best receiving option for the USC Trojans. Played really well. Put a lot of problems on Michigan. I remember when he played Michigan, it could be a really good option for this Eagles offense to really get some more offensive weapons going, especially with rumors among A.J. Brown and his status as an Eagle going into next season.
With this pick, it basically screams that like A.J. Brown's all but a Patriot, I guess, which, I mean, I don't mind taking him, but as long as he doesn't have the drops he had in his last year here.
Are you really watching the rumor mill and the Patriots right now?
That's the only part of the rumor mill I'm really watching right now because there's another one going on that I'll talk about at KDF News, but it's going to come up at some point, so I'm going to
surprise, another tackle. Max
going to need to address.
In Hansen.
When it was announced, I think they said Ahina-Chor,
I believe.
Yeah. So this pick, it's comes because of the trade.
Pittsburgh Steelers trying to pronounce that. No Yinzers pronouncing that name.
So this came because of actually finding out the trade up from the Eagles, because apparently the Steelers were on the phone with Lemon, and then the trade came through, and then suddenly you see there's like a video of him like on the phone, and then his agent's handing him another phone. Like, why is Philly calling me? Like, they traded for you. Like,
wow.
So they literally stole him from him when Mike McCarthy was trying to welcome him to Pittsburgh.
That's crazy.
So this was their cover pick, but for a reason which they're declining Broderick Jones's fifth-year option because I guess his neck injury isn't at healing as I like it to. So I think this might be his replacement.
Yeah. It was solid for Arizona State. However, we're a lot of tackles deep in the draft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th tackle off the board.
And there's going to be more.
Yeah. Next up, edge rusher from Miami, Akeem Mensador. He was the second best edge rusher on Miami, right behind Ruben Bain. Still very good in his own right. These guys wreaked havoc in the college football playoff and the ACC when they actually showed up for games. And then also gave Indiana's talented offensive line some problems. So a great pick there. I do think, again, improving the defense of the Chargers is going to be really helpful for them, though I still think they need some offensive line help. But I guess when you're sitting there 6 tackles off the board, what are you going to do? You're going to try to take the best available in that
They
reach.
got Slater and Alt. They were only like out because of injury last year, so...
Yeah. Next up, another defensive player, shocker, for the Cowboys. They took Malachi Lawrence out of the UCF. May be a bit of a pull, but apparently Jerry feels he's going to be a solid contributor to the defense, and they need to fill the Micah-sized hole somewhere. This is big shoes to fill, so we'll see if he can live up to that. Wide receiver, though, at Texas A&M next. Casey, is that Concepcion?
Casey Concepcion.
Concepcion. That's going to be cool to say. Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M, wide receiver, going to the Houston to the Cleveland Browns.
Wide receiver was kind of a need for them because I think the only really decent one they have is Jerry Jeudy right now. So,
and he's spotty at best sometimes. So
that's why, well, it's a Brown. So
Mamba's glad he got this pick. Dylan Thieneman.
I cannot believe he fell to you, dude.
Yep.
Solid safety from Oregon.
Definitely gives you as high as the Vikings pick. Like, that's crazy.
Definitely gives you those brain stew vibes. If you know what I mean, Gorlami. This guy's gonna be a fan favorite in Chicago. Also was a game ruiner in Penn State, against Penn State, ruining their chances in that massive overtime game. So great pick there by the Bears. Next up, Keelan Rutledge, offensive guard at Georgia Tech. This guy was a great blocker for Haynes King for a long time. Really shored up that offensive line for the Georgia Tech offense. So solid pick there. They definitely need offensive help, and I think giving Stroud more time
on the interior
will
side.
help. But again, it's like giving more time for a third grader to do a Sudoku puzzle with fractions. I don't know if more time is something Stroud is going to be able to do anything with. Next up, Chris Johnson from San Diego State, cornerback. This was also a solid cornerback pick when the Bengals had a first-round pick. This was a guy that I thought the Bengals might go out and get if some stuff is taken out early.
I mean, the
talented
Dolphins
player.
definitely need cornerback help, considering they have no cornerbacks left from last year.
Yeah.
So,
talented guy. I always worry sometimes, and this might sound a little elitist, but I do worry sometimes when they're out of a major conference. When they're not Big Ten, SEC, sometimes even ACC, Big 12. Because you worry about the competition they play at. They might look amazing, but then, they're not going up against the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Michigans, the Ohio States, the et ceteras. But, I mean, this guy's proven to be a talented guy, and we'll see how he fares. And then, even that being said, who was the cornerback from Toledo that went to the Eagles?
Quinny Mitchell?
Yeah, Quinny Mitchell. Even then, guys can come out of nowhere and be amazing. Caleb will move.
Okay, so, I mean, I don't hate the pick. I just wish we could have addressed, the front seven on the defense, considering, I don't know, we basically lost basically all our breakout defensive playmakers from the front seven in free agency so far.
Yeah, I do love his dance that he did. That's when he got drafted.
He did have a happy dance with it, which, I mean, kid's celebrating. I think he just worked his ass off and became a first round pick. Good for him. I'm just kind of questioning exactly where he's going to fit in our line because he's a left tackle. So there's rumors that we're going to move Campbell to guard, and that he's going to be at left side, or we're going to put him on right, and he's going to be Morgan Moses' heir apparent when he finally retires.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Campbell under 3 bills?
Something like that? Yeah, I don't.
You want someone under 3 bills in the center of your O-line.
Will Campbell. That's not the Will Campbell I'm looking at. Okay, here you go. Will Campbell's 319.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't seem right. I feel like honestly, I feel like one of the problems Will Campbell has is he wears shoulder pads that are so tight it makes him look small. Whereas those receiver shoulder pads.
Everybody always discusses those.
Yeah, so, but again, I think Will Campbell's, I don't think he's a bust yet. I just think he had some injuries that didn't help. Next up,
overpowered as fuck during the Super Bowl. Jesus.
Another one, Peter Woods, defensive tackle from Clemson, going to the Chiefs. They're shoring up their defense even more with a solid pick at 6'2", 298. Phenomenal strength and power rusher. Solid pick. Especially he's the second best overall rated defensive tackle, and the Chiefs got him at 29. And they really need some defensive line help.
They could, especially with Chris Jones possibly out by next year.
Also, him not having the best year last year as well. Wide receiver Omar Cooper at Indiana. I believe this is also one of the first times in human history that Indiana has had 2 first-round draft picks. Omar Cooper Jr.
It's been a while.
Amazing wide receiver talent that really sprouted and performed amazingly well in the playoffs for Indiana. He got drafted by the Jets, so RIP to his career. Then we have Kendrick Falk out of Auburn, edge rusher. Solid pick there for the Titans, getting some defensive help as well. I think this would have been a great pick for a tackle for them. The only issue is that a lot of the tackles were off the board by then. I think that the Titans need some offensive line help to give more time.
But edge was also kind of a major need. You could make an argument for them.
Yeah.
Because they've got...
But Cam Ward looks so good. Just give him some more time. That guy's going to pull wins out of his ass. And right now he has negative time. So, also, if you recognize here, this is Buffalo here. Where else is Buffalo? I think there's another trip. Yeah, Buffalo there.
Brandon Bean, the king of trading out of the first round.
Traded out of the first round. And finally, running back here, Jadarian Price, who loves backup, now is going to be drafted to the Seahawks and is going to be now the backup for Algier. Who, wait, I think isn't Algier? I think Algier is also gone. Yeah, Algier is, Tyler Algier signed in free agency. So this is the Seahawks running back right here. Jadarian Price. Talk about, can you imagine being you have a major role in a pretty good team on Notre Dame, right? And you're the second running back for them, running back number 2. And then you get drafted, first round, sweet. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, you're on the Super Bowl champion team and you're now the starting running back. That's out of the frying pan into the fire in a fucking amazing way. Quickly just look through some teams and some of their specific picks. Some of them stood out. Baltimore, we should talk about someone they didn't draft, but that is on the roster now. Dylan Raiola is a Baltimore Raven. It is the first time since 2006 that a Heisman Trophy finalist was not drafted. So if you guys want to look at what ego suicide is, Diego Pave should show up in the dictionary. Also, a great pick here, I think, Surratt, a very underrated receiver. I think he is going to do wonders for this Baltimore Ravens team.
I had my headphones in. I was in the bathroom. Did you say Dylan Raiola at first?
Yeah. Or not Dylan Raiola. Okay. Why am I saying Dylan Raiola? I meant Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia.
But I was saying he's the first Heisman.
Oh my God!
Runner since 2016.
I meant Diego Pavia.
2014. Yeah.
Random overrated quarterback. Yeah, Diego Pavia is now on the Ravens.
I'll get to why, because as it turns out, we'll save it for later. But yeah, let's see, other ones we might have missed. Did we talk about how Arizona drafted Carson Beck or Atlanta drafting AJ Terrell's brother?
Carson Beck is there. Atlanta did draft Avion Terrell in the second round, who's also a cornerback. So now they have the Terrell brothers in corner, which could turn out very well. Avion Terrell is still very talented as well, not far off from his brother. Carolina here, some solid picks for them. I did like Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. I think it's a solid pick for them.
Chicago from Penn State was actually projected to be high as well, but he fell like the fifth.
Dylan Thieneman, a solid pick there. I also got Logan Jones, center out of Iowa. There's another solid pick for them. They already have Tooney, but again, more depth of the offensive line, and also centers and guards tend to change pretty often, and especially Iowa guys. I'm fairly certain if you draft an Iowa offensive lineman, he can play all 5 positions, do your taxes, and change a hubcap. So I mean, like, these guys are talented. Cincinnati,
Thanksgiving table for you.
Fuck you for taking this guy, by the way.
Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M. If Shamar Stewart didn't work, I guess we're going to throw more darts at the dartboard until one finally works. Also, ESPN, why do we need a wide receiver? Of all the teams in the NFL...
Also, why did you take 2 centers?
The fuck? Yeah, well, I mean, we need more linemen and guards. So, again, centers and guards change a lot. Connor Yu out of Auburn and Brian Parker II out of Duke. We also took a Navy guy, defensive tackle Landon Robinson, which I'm like, shout out. He's in his blues there.
He's built ready, buddy. He's built for football.
Yeah. Also, this pick there, Terracano Davis out of Washington. A lot of people really like this pick, and I think he was pretty solid as well. Solid player at Washington.
It's your compensation for missing out on Caleb Downs, I guess.
I mean, I would rather have a guy that I know is surely going to compete with this team. I'd rather have, for sure, Dexter Lawrence than the possibility of Caleb Downs. I'll say that. Also, I just don't trust our team drafting. So, Cleveland, solid draft for them. First time.
First time. I also got Denzel Boston and McNeil Warren. It's like 4 guys that were projected first-round picks in their first 4 picks.
Also drafted Tylen Green.
Why did they take another quarterback? Jeez. Is it going to convert to wide receiver or something?
Right here, Dallas, Caleb Downs, Ohio State safety. Great pick by that. They also took Jayshawn Barham, who is an explosive edge rusher from Michigan. So we'll see how he does. Denver, their first pick was in the 3rd round, so I think it's safe to say that their draft for them wasn't great.
Yeah,
they got some solid players.
Their Mr. Irrelevant pick was interesting. Red Murdoch, linebacker out of Buffalo, first guy taken from Buffalo since the Raiders took Malcolm Kuntz. Yeah.
Detroit showing up that offensive line, got some solid players. Otherwise, most of them defensive. Actually, only one offensive player, Kendrick Law to Kentucky. So they're really focusing.
That's more Michigan guys too. Moore and Rolder.
Yeah, Derek Moore, talented edge rusher, defensive lineman, as well as Jeremy Rolder. So they have 2
now they're
solid.
Paired up with Hutch.
They are, yeah. So more Michigan guys, and again, a lot of hometown guys there. Green Bay. First pick was a cornerback out of South Carolina.
Thank God. Thank fucking God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So I'm also surprised here. 6th round. Trey Smack. Real smack in the face to McManus. Yeah.
Needed to put some pressure on that motherfucker.
I think he's gone. I don't think McManus is staying. I don't think there's pressure. I think
McManus, I believe, is out.
I think that's the closing door. Houston, not enough offensive line picks for me. Guard.
Same. Yeah,
that's it.
That's my address. I think too.
Caden McDonald is solid at defensive tackle. He's great, but I just don't think you need it. I get best available. I totally get that, but you gave CJ Stroud a femtosecond per play, and that guy needs at least 3 business days to throw a pass sometimes. You need some more protection for this guy.
I do like their pick in the 6th, Lewis Bond, wide receivers from my area out of Boston College. He had a pretty good route. He was a pretty good route runner for the Eagles last year. Had a decent year for them, even though we were kind of asked with Bill O'Brien, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But he could probably pull it around here.
Indiana. securing some of their offensive linemen. Georgia linebacker C.J. Allen, as well as safety A.J. Halsley out of LSU. Solid for both spots there. Really trying to help out Sauce Gardner in that defense perform a little better.
Funny thing I read about Jacksonville's thing, they say their new GM said they got all their 10 picks were all guys that they really wanted to get, and all of these guys could have been day 3 or undrafted picks.
Yeah, reaching for a couple of them. 13th position rank, 14th position rank. This one's offensive guard.
Bregman's the only one that's probably the best one they could have taken.
23rd position rank, 18th, 24th. I mean, these are right.
I mean, these are in like later rounds, but still.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't even have a rank.
Yeah. Kansas City, I felt like, had a good draft. Traded up, got a really good cornerback, also first round, great defensive tackle. They got an edge rusher from Oklahoma who performs really well. As you can see, they're very defensive focused, and then decided to get a couple guys.
Oh, that's where Nussmeier ended up.
Yeah, Garrett Nussmeier is now a backup for Patrick Mahomes. Then moving on to the Chargers, starting out with an edge rusher from Miami. They also then brought in Jake Slaughter from Florida as a center.
Brutal name.
Yeah, that also, like, Jake Slaughter. Look at that face, though.
Yeah.
How can you have the name Jake Slaughter and he looks like
he
that?
Looks like you. He looks like
what?
You. Look at that. Just add a goatee. That's law.
Wait, that is Macedon. That's literally Macedon.
Oh,
That might be Macedon.
Wait, you're right.
Yeah.
That is Macedon.
Bro,
that's more
he's
Macedon.
not here.
Slaughter.
I mean,
he's not here. He got drafted by the fucking Chargers. How do you have the name Jake Slaughter and he looks like so nice? He looks so nice. What the fuck?
Someone screenshot that and send it to him, please.
Oh my god. Rams, starting off with Ty Simpson, following it up with Max Clare, Keegan Truss, CJ Daniels, and Tim Keenan III. Crazy draft for them. They did get decent tight end Max Clare out of Ohio State. But
I think
also,
I think I see that.
like, only 4 of these picks probably are going to play this season. I could not see Ty Simpson actually playing. Vegas obviously got Mendoza. They also got Tatum Stukes out of Arizona. A lot of good picks to try to reinforce their defense. Some offensive picks as well. I like their draft. They got a lot of solid players. This safety out of Arizona, Tatum Stukes, is a solid guy as well. I think he could do wonders for their defense because they need it. Miami had a ton of fucking picks. Used a lot of them very well. Caden Proctor, love that pick for them. He's a talented offensive tackle. Big guy.
I like the Jacob Rodriguez pick, too, in the second round.
Yeah, Texas Tech linebacker. Yeah, he was making big waves about being higher up in the draft. But yeah, them falling to second round is not disrespectful at all. Minnesota, still not looking at many things here for replacing too much. They did get Max Bredesen, who is listed at tight end. He played fullback for Michigan and never had any touchdowns for us. So this guy is a pure-blooded fullback. I believe this is their CJ Ham replacement, which who knows what he can do. New England had some solid ones. Caleb Lemieux.
I like the Gabe Yakas pick. I like Crown over to help out the O-line. Quintavion Hutchins was a great edge rusher for Boston College. I have no idea who the hell Obiazor is out of TCU or Baron Morton. Was Baron Morton even the starting QB for Texas Tech this year?
Yeah, he was 18-4 as a starter in Texas Tech, I believe. Yeah, looks like he was. For New Orleans, I remember it was
him or Sorsby.
Solid ones. I also got Oscar Delp, a tight end out of Georgia. Solid.
What the fuck is an Oscar Delp?
What the fuck is an Oscar Delp?
Doesn't have the same ring.
Yeah. So solid
Lorenzo
for all
Styles
of them.
Jr. too. Sonny Styles' brother.
Yep. Arvo Reese, again, a phenomenal pick by them. They also got Maui Goa, offensive tackle from Miami, as we said. Solid pick there. Some really good picks as well.
Colton Hood,
cornerback Colton Hood at Tennessee. I believe he didn't play. What was it? Was it him? I thought he didn't play in the entirety of his senior season because of an injury, or I might be thinking of somebody else. But he shows a lot of promise. Jets, 3 first-round picks. Use them pretty well, I feel like. Bailey's a great pick. Sadiq's a talented tight end pick. And then Omar Cooper, I think, is going to do really well. They also drafted D'Angelo Pons, who was a hero for Indiana. and did an amazing job for them. I feel like he could perform very well. Also got Cade Klubnik out of Clemson.
Cade Klubnik out of Clemson.
Yep. The Eagles, a couple big picks here. As I said, Mekhi Lemon, talented slot receiver, is going to do well for them. Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt. Quarterback turned tight end. Very good tight end. 6'4", 239. Could be very good for them. Merkai Bell out of Miami for offensive tackle. Great for them. But also, we go down here to this behemoth. He has no picture.
This guy.
This guy is from the International Football Portal. He is 6'4", 306 pounds, and 6% body fat.
And here's the kicker. He's never played football in his life. The first game he suits up for the Eagles will be his first ever football game ever.
And they have an ability of getting some of these guys like Jordan Mailata, who's going to be able to teach this guy a couple thing or two. This guy also had a almost 40-inch vertical jump.
Insane.
And a broad jump just under 11 feet. This is also, like... This is... If he learns the mechanics of football, he has every physical attribute to dent your shit in.
Yeah. Also, we kind of skipped over it, but Cole Payton? Really?
Yeah. Another people taking another chance at a Trey Lance. So,
or Carson Wentz in this case.
If I had a nickel for every time a white quarterback worked out in Philly, I'd have 0 nickels. Except for Nick Foles.
That happened twice.
Yeah, except the two, Nick Foles and
I mean, it sort of worked out. I mean, there's a statue in front of the link for him.
No, who was the other one? Nick Foles and who did he come in for? Fuck.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. There it is. Those are the two of them.
That's what I just said.
Pittsburgh. Fuck all of these other picks. Jennings Dunker.
Yeah.
You get rid of Troy Polamalu and you follow it up with the next Head and Shoulders spokesman for the next 300 years. Look at this majestic combo. This is like the 80s action star personified. I know Gorlami's got a chub just looking at this right now.
This is who should have played Abraham.
Corn-fed motherfucker too.
Yeah, this is a corn-fed Pabst Blue Ribbon drinking. This guy said in an interview that he actually this guy also said in an interview he actually like many times when he washing his hair would use hand soap because that's what was available. This motherfucker eats rebar and also doesn't wear gloves. Plays interior plays. Yeah. Oh yeah, Drew Aller.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
how did he get drafted?
You need a backup quarterback, but even then, third round is like way too high for him.
Yeah.
I had fucking Heidenreich going before him on some mock drafts, and Heidenreich, who's a Pittsburgh native, actually ended up going to them.
Yeah. He did. In his Navy, he was there at draft day in the 7th round in his full Navy blues, which is just so much dedication. Couple more here. Seattle, they draft there. We were talking about this, K-Duff. Imagine you are the backup running back at Notre Dame. Still have a very pivotal role backing up Jeremiah Love. And then all of a sudden, you get drafted by the Super Bowl champions, and you're like, hey, you're the starter now.
Like, oh, I'm projected to go to the Seahawks? Yeah, I'll learn behind K9 and Zach Charbonnet. What do you mean K9's not here? What do you mean Charbonnet is still out because of injury?
Yeah. Jadarian Price is going to get on this team and be handed the keys to the fucking run game and is like, hey, figure it out, shithead. Like, God dang.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah. Bud Clark for them, though, safety out of TCU is going to be another great addition to this defense. I think that's a sleeper pick not many people are looking at. San Francisco, not a ton of picks. Deshaun Stribling out of Ole Miss. Solid wide receiver pick. They're trying to diversify their wide receivers since they have so much issue with them over the past couple seasons, whether it's Deebo Samuel getting fat or Brandon Ayuk going MIA. They also didn't kill him.
Possibly not panning out.
Yeah, Mike Evans getting too close to the electrical facility and then falling off the bone. Killian Black out of Indiana as running back. Talented, bull-nosed, head-down running back guy that could be a really great addition for this offense as a yin to yang with Christian McCaffrey.
And also, here's the Key and Peele name of the draft: Ephesians Prysock out of Washington.
What are we naming our children? What are we naming our children?
I really don't know.
Ephesians Prysock?
That is legitimately a Key and Peele name.
Like, God damn it, it is. I can't.
Tampa Bay. I'll pair well for Shyamalan Moby Dick.
The what?
Yeah, shout out Ruben Bain Jr. is the best pick, I think, in the first round almost, besides maybe Caleb Downs. Ruben Bain Jr. falling to 15 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is just them striking gold.
Probably another good one.
So yeah, I think they had a solid draft. Tennessee, Cardinal Tate, great pick there. I just don't like how there is like 2 offensive linemen here in the 5th round and then the 6th round. Pat Coogan, a talented offensive lineman, and also the MVP of the Rose Bowl falling to the 6th round.
I know, yeah, I was going to say that.
At the same time, I feel like this team just needs... They need options, yes, but also... To be fucking honest, they need everything. But I feel like also offensive line is a great way to build. I guess not a lot of guys were available then, so draft the best available. It just sucks. And then finally, the Commanders, Sonny Styles, great pick there. Keatron Allen at Penn State could be very good.
They do need running back, so...
They do.
There's a point where they were actually going to take, what is his name? Fucking Jeremiah Love. How do you pronounce this one? Ethan
Kalamankis.
Wait,
Kalakamanis.
Kaliakmanis?
Kaliakmanis. Or Kaliakmanis. Babur Kurva. I don't know. Anyway, now we can finally get to the best part of this podcast. We talk about old ass fucking NFL player for 30 minutes and lose our minds. Okay. 2023 All-Pro, so this was 3 years ago for the Jets.
Is there even a Jet that went All-Pro in 2023?
Wyndon Williams?
Hold on. Jet and San Fran go Mac Jones. Or no, sorry, not Mac Jones.
Wasn't on the Jets.
No, fuck. What am I thinking of?
Alex Smith? No.
I don't know.
Daniel Tomlinson? No.
No.
LT, I don't think was ever a Chief.
Revis Island?
Revis wasn't a Chief either.
Oh, he was a Chief at one point. Look at that.
Oh, he was?
6.9%. Suck it. Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, that works.
What's his actual first name?
Marquise. M-A-R-Q-U-I-S. Yeah.
Cool. 7-time Pro Bowler, that's a Chief. Marcus Allen?
Tony Gonzalez?
I am Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez? University of California?
7-time Pro Bowler, that was a Niner. Frank Gore?
Take your pick.
Yeah, Frank Gore, yeah.
Frank Gore wasn't a 7-time Pro Bowler? Fuck out of here. Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens was a 7-time Pro Bowler? Really? I mean, seven's a lot. 7 is a lot, but at the same time, Trent Williams. Yes.
I'm going to say Trent Dilfer.
7-time Pro Bowler that was an All-Pro in 2023.
Phil Rivers.
Philip Rivers was an All-Pro in 2023.
Okay, maybe not.
No.
I think maybe 2022, but
2023 was 3 years ago.
Mahomes now.
I guess he hasn't been a 7-time Pro Bowler because he hasn't been in the league long enough, so I guess to get 7 Pro Bowls. Not Rodgers. Not Stafford. We can't do.
What team was Devontae Adams on in 2023?
Devontae Adams. Damn it!
I figured.
I played 13 years. Damn. Wow, this is gonna be tough. Ravens 2023. I'll pull up Pro. Patrick Queen.
I got one for San Fran and Jets. Mono Man Sam Darnold.
Wow. Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold. Ravens and Niners of Vernon Davis. What?
Was Davis that? Yeah, I don't think Davis was a Raven ever.
What? No, he was a Niner and a Bronco. Who am I thinking of?
What about
Anquan Bolden?
Woodson? Oh, Anquan Bolden could work.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. I mixed up my tight ends. Who? What?
I was gonna say Rod Woodson, honestly, but that works.
Jets 2023 All-Pro. Somebody played in the Jets that was a 2023 All-Pro. 2023 was 3 years ago.
Has there even been an All-Pro for the Jets?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I think like guys that were actually good on the Jets, but still.
We do Sauce Gardner.
That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Yep, Sauce Gardner. Then 2023 All-Pro, that's a 7-time Pro Bowler. Okay, 7-time Pro Bowler, Aaron Donald. Was he still playing in? Yes, he was. Myles Garrett. I do want to see 2023 All-Pro for the Jets here. There's 4 guys. Demario Davis, Quincy Williams, Sauce Gardner, and Tyron Smith. Wow.
That's a short list.
Guys. It's a short list. Alrighty. It's been long enough. We've been putting it off long enough, so let's give him his dues and give him his time. It's KDF News.
Unintentionally rhyme here.
We have to.
I'm trying to go through this quickly because I know it's... Because we already been going almost an hour already. Let's see. Starting out with injury news for the UFL. For the Battlehawks, you've got quarterback Michael Pratt out with a rib injury and kicker Tucker McCann out with a quad injury. For their quarterback, for who's going to be starting for the next week, it might be because of a trade they actually made last week where they traded offensive tackle Corey Stewart to the Renegades in exchange for quarterback Luis Perez, who might be getting his start this week.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting. For the Kings, they've only got Isaiah Winstead at wide receiver out with a quad strain, as well as Trey McKitty still dealing with his ankle injury, so he's not playing either. The only thing I've got for the Gamblers is that tight end Cam Sutton is questionable with an ankle injury, as is wide receiver Jalen Moreno-Cropper. The Aviators, good lord. It actually goes 2 pages with them. Fucking hell. I'm just going to go with the guys that are out. And it's mostly, their entire cornerback room. Kyrie Woods out with a pec injury. Cam Smith out because of a shin injury. Nehemiah Shelton, both hamstrings apparently. Michael Lawson out because of a groin injury. O'Donnell Fortune, also groin injury. Jesus Christ, guys, protect your groins. For the Renegades, I'm tracking injuries for guard Marcus Minor with a knee injury, linebacker Iyabi Okeanoma with an ankle injury, and cornerback Sean Wade with, once again, a groin injury. For the defenders, cornerback Gabe Taylor has a foot injury, and linebacker Brandon Smith is still dealing with hamstring issues. Stallions, safety Hudson Clark is in concussion protocol. Center Andrew Rame has a hand injury. And for the Storm, all I've got is safety Nate Meadors with a hamstring injury. Quarterback Jack Plummer is dealing with a knee thing, but he should be okay to start. As for other stuff going on around the league, so we already discussed about Luis Perez getting traded to the Battlehawks. Also, another trade that happened. Stallions traded quarterback Matt Corral to the Storm in exchange for quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So we'll see. And people are already calling that the blockbuster trade of the season for the UFL. So we'll have to see if that actually happens or not. Tends to be the case or not. On to stuff that's been going on in the NFL, though. Going down to the Ravens, they are bringing back an old friend and former Cardinals defensive end Calais Campbell in a 1-year deal. It's his second stint. He last played with them in 2022. They're also one of the first teams to sign one of their first-round rookies. Guard Ola Ione is getting a 4-year, $24.2 million deal. And you already discussed it, Law, but they also signed undrafted free agent Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia on a 3-year deal, which I'm not going to go into every single UFA that was signed, but they also took a UConn quarterback Joe Fagnano on a similar deal. The Browns signed former Broncos running back Michael Burton. Cowboys signed former Seahawks wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling, former Jets wide receiver Tyler Johnson, and former 49ers linebacker Curtis Robinson. The Lions are exercising their 5th-year option on running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Packers are doing the same for defensive end Lucas Van Ness. Sorry, Gorlami. Texans have extended linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair on a 3-year deal worth $54 million. The Colts made a number of releases, namely defensive end Viliami Fehoko Jr., linebacker Joseph Vaughn, guard Bill Murray, not the actor, and offensive tackle Jack Wilson. The Raiders have released linebacker Jamin Davis. Chargers exercise their 5th-year option on wide receiver Quentin Johnston and the 1.5 of his hands that actually can catch balls. The Vikings have exercised their 5th-year option on wide receiver Jordan Addison. Patriots did the same for cornerback Christian Gonzalez. The Eagles have exercised their 5th-year option on both defensive tackle Jalen Carter and linebacker Nolan Smith, as well as signed their first-round rookie wide receiver Mekhi Lemon to a 4-year deal worth $28 million plus $11.5 million in a signing bonus. And also during the draft, they traded two third-round picks, one for this draft that became the 98th overall, and one for next year, for Vikings edge rusher Jonathan Grenard, who they then signed to a 4-year, $100 million deal with $50 guaranteed. So once again, Howie Roseman absolutely fleecing the rest of the NFL to get a quality edge rusher here. The Steelers, we've finally gotten some news on the Aaron Rodgers front. They're using a very limited use at tender for an undrafted free agent that we don't see very often used. So that it's a very weird one. So essentially what it means is that the Steelers have a right to receive a compensatory draft pick in the event Rodgers signs with another team, but also limits his ability to sign with another team once training camp begins. So he's got until about July 22nd to actually sign a deal. And another condition is that he can accept a 10% raise off of last year, which would pay him about $15 million this season. So that's something.
Cut out, Kato.
How much did I cut out?
Oh wait, no, I'm back. Sorry. Never mind. Continue.
Okay, cool. Okay, it's you. All right. 49ers have signed former Vikings running back Sincere McCormick on a 1-year deal. Same for former Giants cornerback Patrick McMorris. The Buccaneers have exercised their 5th-year option on defensive tackle Kalijah Cansey, and the Titans are exercising the 5th-year option on guard Peter Skoronski. Other stuff going on. Bengals are not going to be picking up the 5th-year option on defensive end Miles Murphy, but do have interest in a longer-term deal with him. Steelers, as I said, declined the one for offensive tackle Broderick Jones, who's still working his way back from a neck injury. Considering the Hennecourt pick, I don't think he's going to be sticking around with the black and yellow for much more. And the Bills have actually shut down trade rumors for wide receiver Keon Coleman. This comes after earlier this offseason, Bills ownership basically threw him under the bus as a reason why Sean McDermott was fired. Definitely not because of a power struggle or anything like that. Not at all. On to retirement news. The Broncos have signed former Falcon safety Justin Simmons to a 1-day contract so he may retire a Bronco, where he played 8 of his 9 career seasons with. Ending his career a 4-time second-team All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, led the league in interceptions in 2022, had 666 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 32 interceptions, 5 forced fumbles, and 3 recoveries with 1 touchdown. So, good retirement to him. Other miscellaneous news around football. Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby is entering a gambling addiction program after an NCAA investigation has revealed he has made thousands of online bets via sporting and gambling apps, which jeopardizes his ability to play, as the NCAA forbids athletes from gambling on college or pro sports. So hopefully he gets the help he needs to get over his gambling addiction. And also gamble responsibly, guys, especially if you're Gorlami, who handles the gambling on this podcast.
I gamble responsibly.
You do. So be like him and not like Brendan Sorsby. Eagles assistant general manager Alec Halaby has announced he's stepping away from the organization he spent 17 years and built 2 Super Bowl championship rosters with. This comes after speculation that he's going to be targeted by the Vikings as their new GM after they have announced the start of their search for one earlier this week. Another departure is that Titans president of football operations Chad Brinker is stepping down after 3 years in the position. A bit of draft news stuff. Pittsburgh set a record for attendance at night 1 of the NFL draft, with 320,000 fans turning up in the parking lot in front of Acrisure Stadium, shattering the 175,000 record that Detroit had in 2024, and a 3-day attendance record with over 800,000 fans in total. This is actually expected to be surpassed again next year, when the 2027 draft is taking place on the National Mall Green in front of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. As for 2028, it's not confirmed, but a video posted from the Vikings social media earlier today is suggesting that they are going to be the front runner for the home of the 2028 draft. Also, as I'm reading here, apparently the NFL is distributing crew assignments to referees this week amid indications of continued progress towards a deal on a new CBA with the NFL Referee Association. We might not have to be dealing with replacement refs, which is why Gorlami is still here and not getting the callbacks he's been waiting on.
I wasn't expecting one anyway.
Yep. Let's see. Other stuff. Draft analyst Mel Kiper has revealed he has a record of not taking a single bathroom break while the draft is in session for 43 years straight now. I have no idea how he does that. We already talked about the bit of confusion when Mekhi Lemons was on the phone when he was being traded, when the pick was being traded. But more news about him is that former Eagles quarterback Nick Foles is giving Lemon his blessing to wear the number 9 jersey in the NFL. It wasn't retired by the Eagles, but since Foles left in free agency in 2019, no Eagles player has worn it since him. And then we just got a few guys that went in the draft that are legacy players, as we both Commanders linebacker Sonny Styles and his brother Saints safety Lorenzo Jr. Their dad Lorenzo Sr. was a Rams linebacker from the Greatest Show on Turf era. Saints wide receiver Jordan Tyson has a brother in the NBA on the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jalen Tyson. We already discussed the Avion Terrell relation with AJ Terrell. Buccaneers linebacker Hosea Trotter. His father Jeremiah Sr. and brother Jeremiah Jr. are and were both Eagles linebackers. Cowboys safety Caleb Downs. He's apparently brothers to Colts wide receiver Josh Downs, and who are both the son of Falcons former running back Gary Downs. 49ers wide receiver Dejon Stribling. He's apparently the nephew to WWE Hall of Famer Don Morocco. And Bears tight end Sam Roush. He's got 3 former family members that have been NFL alumni. His uncles Merlin and Orrin Olsen were both a Rams DT and a Chiefs center, respectively. And his granddad, Phil Olsen, also played defensive tackle for the Broncos in the 70s. And then finally, got a couple passings that happened earlier this week. Former Commanders linebacker Monty Coleman has passed away at the age of 68. He played 15 years in the league, all with Washington, then later coached college ball at Arkansas Pine Bluff University for 14 seasons. He ended his career a 3-time Super Bowl champ, led the league in tackles in 1980. He's part of the Commanders Ring of Fame, had over 1,000 tackles, 49.5 sacks, and 17 interceptions. So rest in peace to him. And also to Cardinals defensive end Josh Morrow, who has passed away at the age of 35. He played 7 years in the league with the Cardinals, Steelers, Giants, Raiders, and Jaguars, where he ended his career with 130 tackles, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles with 1 recovery. Recipes. That's all I got.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kita. Let's go ahead and just get right into the UFL action. Week number 5. Here we go. All right, first up, Birmingham Stallions and the DC Defenders. Late on a Friday night, 45-28 was the final score. The DC Defenders do get the win against the Stallions in Birmingham. AJ McCarron and his team continue to struggle. Now 1-4 on the season. Tough going for them, but the DC Defenders put up some amazing stats. Jordan Ta'amu looks like he has shrugged off the rust. He is back to his old UFL MVP caliber self. 15 for 22 for 275, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 68% completion percentage, and a 150.6 rating. Amazing day for him. Lead rusher on the ground, Xavier
Xavier Valade.
Xavion. That's the most interesting way I've seen Xavion spelled. Xavier Valade, 8 for 50 and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Lead receiver Ty Scott, 3 for 84 and 2 touchdowns. Birmingham Stallion, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, lead passer, 28 for 43 for 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 65% completion percentage, and 82.8 rating. Also the lead rusher, 4 for 43 and a touchdown, as well as Jaden McKinnon's 9 for 107 receiving. The DC Defenders, once again, their defense was just too much. The Birmingham Stallions still scored 28 points, but they did force Dorian Thompson-Robinson to make 2 interceptions and also held them only to 80 yards of rushing. It's rough for the Stallions. They are usually the far and away one of the better teams in the league. And this season,
consistently, they've always been like in the playoff contention ever since they've been a team when spring football started up. So to see them struggle like this is definitely alarming.
Quite so. 54-20 is not a good way to lose at home. Not a good way at all, especially allowing Jordan Ta'amu to just fucking torch your entire defense. They ran for 129. They passed for 264. They had a total of 6 touchdowns, 4 passing, 2 rushing. It's just a fucking beatdown. Like Tool just took the top off the defense. So good for the defenders though. Their defense is still top notch to a degree, and Ta'amu looks like he has shaken off whatever rust he had left from last season. So great to see him back in the saddle and performing well. So tough for the Stallions. I don't know how cutthroat the UFL is with coaching and stuff like that, but so far for AJ McCarron, it's not been great.
Not at all.
Nope, not at all. Going forward on 4th and 21 from your own 40 and you get sacked. Oh boy, that's just how this game went. That is rough. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and move on now to the next game of Week 5, St. Louis and Orlando. Alrighty. This was from Orlando, and we had a final score of 25-17 in favor of the Battlehawks. They stay above 500, going to 3-2, getting the win in Orlando. Harrison Frost, the quarterback for the Battlehawks, 20 for 31 for 185, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and a 64.6 rating. On the ground, David Howard, 12 for 56, and lead receiver Steve McBride, 4 for 53. Orlando's Jack Plummer, 24 for 44, 143, a touchdown, no interceptions, and a 68.7 rating. Jayshon Corbin, 11 for 38 on the ground, and Elijah Badger, 4 for 37, and a touchdown. 2 offenses that were kind of struggling, sputtering here and there. Turns out the Battlehawks had to win most of this game by rushing. Javion Howard had 59 rush yards. Keon Latua had 37. Harrison Frost had 21. Gary Jennings Jr. had 15. All in all, 33 for 140 and 2 touchdowns as a team. Pretty damn solid. Did a great job running the ball, dominating that line of scrimmage, that key battle in every football game. And their defense showed up, played pretty well. The one issue I would see with them is that their new starting quarterback, Harrison Frost, did throw 2 picks, which is not a great way for him to start his UFL debut. So rough one there, but they still got the win off the strength of their defense. For Orlando, this is their first loss of the season. And it's interesting because they looked bad. 126 passing yards, 85 rush yards, only 2 touchdowns, 1 in each category. Their offense has usually looked a lot better than this. And this is also like a very, how should I put it? Jacoby Brissett game. Jack Plummer had 44 pass attempts. Like UFL coaches, these guys, if they get an NFL deal, they got to go and they got to play an NFL season. They're probably not going to be a starter, but like if the guy's arm is hanging on by a fucking like tendon, you know, after you put him through Brissett numbers, like I'm pretty sure Jacoby Brissett still can't open a jar of pickles with 2 hands. He's only use his left hand because like his elbow was probably fucking hanging.
Gonna need Tommy John surgery soon.
Yeah, they're gonna call it Brissett surgery at his pace. But great win by the Battlehawks, getting above 500 and putting the Orlando Storm to their first loss of the season in Orlando too. So great win by them.
Yeah.
Alrighty, keep on moving here. Columbus and Houston. Close game. Also, low-scoring game, to be quite honest with you, even for the UFL. The final score for this one was 13-17 in favor of the Gamblers. close one came down to the wire, only a 4-point game at the end for Columbus. Jalen McClendon, 15 for 22 for 160. No touchdowns, no picks at 89 rating. And then lead rushers Zaquandre White, 10 for 38, and Alize Mack, 3 for 42 receiving. For the Gamblers, Nolan Henderson, 13 for 25 for 146. No touchdowns, no picks. Nolan Henderson, 6 for 37 and a touchdown rushing. And then Lawrence Keys, lead receiver, 3 for 43. Two offenses that were struggling against the opponent's defenses. Again, the total amount of points scored in this game was 30, which is a little low. But it did come down to the end. Some good defensive holdouts here. It was a 1-point game. Houston does kick a field goal. They go up. Then it is all on the Aviators, who get a really good starting field position and then set up on the goal line, 3rd and goal from the 1, end up taking a disastrous sack, putting them all the way back near their 10-yard line, or the opponent's 10-yard line, excuse me. Then have settled for a field goal to try to put it into a 1-point game, and he fucking missed it from 29 yards. Gorlami, can you reliably make a 29-yard field goal?
Yes.
Because look at this right here. 1-point game. Or, sorry, we're going to make it a 1-point game if he makes it. And whoop!
Whoop! Where'd it go?
Now, here's the funny question. The UFL has rules that if you kick the field goal from far enough back, it's worth more points. I think it's like 4 if you do it from like, I think 40 plus maybe, 60 plus, something like that. If you just have like a fucking insanely strong long snapper, can you set the ball at the line of scrimmage and then just yeet that son of a bitch back super fucking far and then like kick it from like that further distance, and does that count, or is it from the line of scrimmage? That's my question. Because like, what happens if it's a 4-point game? What if it's like a 4-point game and you need that 4 points to tie, but you're at like 39 out of 40 yards for that extra point? Can you just like back it up a further yard, or does it have to be the line of scrimmage? Because that would suck if it's just the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that is a question for the UFL referee, which I do not have access to. But great win by the Gamblers, shutting down the Aviators. Even though if the Aviators' 4th fucking loss of the season, they're 1-4. So shout out Cincinnati, shout out Ohio football, just being fucking horrendous. Last but certainly not least, the Louisville Kings play the Dallas.
Gotta love shitting on Iowa.
Ohio, not Iowa. Ohio football.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. I'm dyslexic.
Last but certainly not least, Louisville Kings and Dallas Renegades. This was a fucking barn burner. The Louisville Kings, 47 for 25, blow out the Dallas Renegades in Dallas. Chandler Rogers, quarterback for the Kings, 13 for 18 for 150, no touchdowns, no picks, a 97 rating. On the ground, though, 3 rushers combined for 29 carries, 147 yards, and 4 touchdowns. The biggest one was Ian Wheeler, 13 carries, 62 yards, 4 fucking touchdowns. Lead receiver, Tarek Black, 5 for 59. For the Renegades, Austin Reed, 14 for 28 for 194, 1 touchdown, 4 picks, and an abysmal 45.1 rating. Lead rusher for them, Elias Merriweather, 18 for 55 and 2 touchdowns, and Curtis Hodges, 2 for 88 and a touchdown receiving. This was an old-fashioned Texas beatdown, but it was not the Texas team that was doing it. Louisville walked into this building and laid the hammer down. 4 rushing touchdowns on the day. They dominated the line of scrimmage in the rushing department. But their defense really did set them up in good positions. Their offense wasn't the most efficient thing in the world. They didn't have the biggest and longest drives. However, their defense was smothering. 4 interceptions caused. I believe, let's also look up some other things. 4 interceptions, 4 tackles for losses, 2 sacks. They were just everywhere, scoring defensive touchdowns, just doing everything that needed to be done, and really putting the Renegades behind the 8 ball, going up 19-7 at the half and just never letting up on the gas, scoring 21 points in the 4th quarter. So an amazing job by them. Defense really showed out and put these Dallas Renegades quarterbacks in a fucking torture chamber. So Great win by the Kings there. They're now 2-4. Renegades fall to 3-2, and the league is still up for grabs. If we really quick look at the standings, a lot of teams are not exactly in control right now. There's a decent discrepancy. You got Orlando and DC at 4-1. Seattle's now 4-2 after this recent game we'll talk about next week. 3-2 for Dallas Renegades, 2-3 for Houston, 2-4 for Louisville. Aviators are 1-4, and Stallions are 1-4. The Aviators and Stallions look horrible. The Kings have then put up 50 points on people. The game numbers have done the same. So at any moment, this I feel like could swap, and I wouldn't be shocked. It's definitely not over for the Aviators and Stallions. It's not great.
Yeah. Yeah, for the Kings though, like it's mostly bad luck if anything that's been keeping them down. Like because they can show that they can play, they just can't like finish.
Yeah, they're also 0-3 at home because their home jerseys are horrible to look at, and you can't win at home when you look like a fucking lime that had sex with a older lime. It's disgusting. But anyway. Let's go ahead and give our predictions. Kate, if you don't mind just typing these out in the chat, that way we can have them for Macedon, and they're all set up.
And he decides to show up.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's going to Lisa's. What the fuck? I'm in the wrong spot. There it is. Scores. Okay, that's where we won. Week 6. All right. I guess this one this is a Thursday game, so this one already finished. I guess we won't give our predictions on this one, but St. Louis blew out Louisville. Louisville scores 50-plus points in one game and then puts up 3. So we only got 3 games to predict. Houston and Columbus from Columbus on Friday at 8 p.m. So that's tonight for those watching day of. I will be taking, as always, Ramblers, Gamblers, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Aviators by 5. I'm delusional.
Aviators by 5?
Yes.
Give me the old back bloody Gambalam by 7.
You say that without having a stroke, please.
No.
7.
Gamblers by yeah, he said by 7. Gamblers by 10 for me.
Yeah, give me the Gamblers by 9.
Next up, Renegades and DC Defenders from DC. Beer Snake, and Jordan Tamu. Really like what Jordan Tamu did last week. And if he continues this success, getting better and better each week, by the last week, he'll throw for 1,000 yards. So I will take the DC Defenders by 10 in this one.
Give me those Defenders by 14.
Defenders by 12.
Yeah, I'm going to take my boys by 13.
Alrighty, last but certainly not least, on Sunday, May 3rd, Birmingham and Orlando from Orlando, Florida. I have more faith in Duke Tobin than I have in the Birmingham Stallions at this point. I'll take Orlando by 21.
Give me Orlando by 14.
I can't go away from them. Give me the Stallions by 3.
Delusional. All right.
I forgot I had this.
Leave me alone!
I forgot I had that.
Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Storm by... I'm going to take it by 15.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thank you very much for tuning into this episode of Football Stooges. Sorry it was a long one, but again, we had to cover the draft. They'll be probably a little bit quicker from here on out. I do want to make the episodes coming up in this next season a little bit quicker, so I got to brainstorm ways to kind of like talk about it, because I don't want to pass over games, but at the same time, I want to figure out ways to make these episodes a little bit quicker moving forward. So we'll see how that goes. But as always, I hope you enjoy the spring football as it goes around, enjoy being hyped for the NFL draft, enjoy praying that your top pick doesn't turn into Jamarcus Russell, and most importantly, running the damn ball. Have a good night.
Good night.